Hey, this is Ken with Mount Juliet Small Engine. I got a comment last weekend from a fella that said, he said a bad word actually in there. And said, I need to get the gum out of my mouth, that I was making a video, not hanging out with my buddies and all this bunch of stuff. So I deleted the comment. I learned you could do that. You just really don't want to fool with answering it. If I hadn't deleted it, I probably would have said something like, well, when you have your channel, then don't chew gum. This is my channel. Anyway, that got me to thinking, what are we trying to do here, really, with this? Well, it all started because we had an ice storm in January, and then a lot of people brought generators and chainsaws and stuff like that. We fixed them. They come picked them up. One of the guys was a lawyer, and I asked him a legal question, and he answered it, and he said it was about giving advice to people over the phone. And he told me not to do it, because if they don't hear what I'm really trying to say, then we could most definitely get sued if somebody hurts herself. So I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not giving advice over the phone. But he said, here's what you need to do. And I said, what? He said, you need all this stuff you just told me about how to keep my generator running and maintain it and everything, and things I can do. He said, you ought to start a YouTube channel and start telling people like that. He said, people will watch that stuff. And I said, well, why? Buddy, I don't even have time to keep up down here. Why would I want to do that? And he said, well, because you can make money. And I said, how? And he explained how, people get paid for YouTube. And I thought, well, I'm 64. I basically have no retirement savings. Maybe I should give this a try and see if we can get up and have enough, people watching that they show ads and do whatever it is they do and pay you for a little more income coming in, because one of these days I'm going to bend over to pick something up, and that's probably going to be it. I ain't going to be able to straighten up. I'm going to have to go back to the hospital, and it's going to be time for somebody else to do this. So I thought, well, I'm going to try this for a year and see what happens. And so I started trying to figure out ways to make videos and figure out how to post them and figure out how to edit videos on a computer and on this phone. It's a lot easier on the phone. And that's how this got started. But it is what it is, okay? These are not perfectly staged videos of perfect repairs where everything gets fixed every time, because that's not the reality of this, okay? You're going to try to do things that we tell you to do, and sometimes they're just not going to work. They don't work for us either. And a lot of times when stuff comes in, it's a mad scramble and a process of an elimination, and we just keep going and going and going until things get fixed. One thing I can guarantee, though, is this little girl right here, her name is Stormy. She's been with us for 3 years. And since she got here, we hadn't had a mouse or anything else chew up a wire or create any kind of a problem in this shop or out here in this yard. She is as nice as she can be to people, but when it comes to critters and mice and birds and lizards and snakes and everything, she is a stone cold killer. So, and she decided to come up here and help me with this. So I have no more problem with that at all. I have no problem with it. I love her. And I do wish you wouldn't actually stick your claws in my chest this morning, though. I would really appreciate it if you'd kind of ease up on that left claw right there, sweetheart. Okay? Yeah, she's about to go sleep now. She's purring. But anyway, things don't always go the way they're supposed to go here. I mean, sometimes we'll do everything we think we need to do to get something going. It still won't go. We have to start doing a bunch of other stuff. And so it's kind of when something comes in, first thing we try to do is get the engine running, because if the engine won't run well, there's no use working on the rest of it. And after the engine, if it's a riding mower, 0 turns, something of that nature, a go-kart, a four-wheeler, a UTV, engine and the drive system are the first 2 things that we want to make sure that they're going to do what they're supposed to do, because if they're not, it may be more expensive to fix it than it is to replace it. So that's just kind of the way things go. So all our videos are actual repairs. And yeah, you're seeing this stuff for the first time, this equipment. So am I. So are we. And so sometimes things don't go right. Sometimes we make mistakes that we have to go back and correct. Sometimes we do one step out of order and we got to go back and fix that. But that's the reality of it. Okay, so I guess if we have a competitive advantage in this space, it's that everything is real. We're real. We're not pretending to be something we're not. We're just 3 sinners and a cat down here trying to make enough money to feed our families and spread the gospel wherever we can spread it. And that's what this whole business is about. So I'm going to put my gun back in now. That's just the way it is, okay? Like this year, my goal is to do enough videos to get 1,000 subscribers and monetize, and see how that goes next year. If it starts working, I'll keep doing it. If it don't, I probably won't. Another goal I have is I want to spend the month of January 2027 in the country of Uganda, teaching people how to share the gospel and teach people to live the way Jesus wants us to live the best we can. And none of us do that perfectly, but we can try. And you know, more than half of the people in this world have never even heard of Jesus. They don't have a clue. Or if they have not heard of him as the Son of God, and that would be the Muslims and the Buddhists. They don't understand he's the Son of God. And what he says is, if you don't come through me, you don't get to the Father. And I'm not trying to force my belief system on anybody, you or anybody else, but I am going to share it because he told us to share it. Mark 16:15, Matthew 28:18 through 20. We're required to share the gospel. So if you don't know Jesus, he's real. He's done things that I could go on for days about in my life and my family's life. And I hope you do get to know him. And you don't have to go to a church. You don't have to get with a preacher. All you've got to do is make your mind up and mean it. That's all it takes, and he'll come in. He wants to save everybody. So that's pretty much it. You know, we're just going to try to be as straightforward as we can be with you, and hopefully you'll enjoy this channel enough to subscribe. And if you subscribe and never not watch another video, then I appreciate you subscribing, because I would like to slow down here in a few years. Thank you so much, and I hope this helps you understand us a little bit anyway. Tell them bye, Stormy. Go, meow. Well, she's not talking right now, but anyway, have a great day.